So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about my language story. So I am from Richmond, Kentucky. I have lived here my whole life. I grew up with my parents and my brother, who is 3 years older than me. So I just realized I said y'all, so obviously you can tell that I grew up kind of country. Mostly like my mom's family was really country, so I kind of grew up around that, but I didn't really consider myself country then. Like, I don't say y'all that much, but I'm just used to saying y'all, but that's probably one of the only things that I really say. I don't think that my language is that different from like my parents or my grandparents, because my parents have actually lived in Richmond their whole life too. And yeah, and I think my grandma actually grew up in Hazard, so that's kind of like country too. So I try to think of like instances where I may have been judged or kind of looked at weird for the way I talk, and the only thing I could really think of was when I was like 10. I went to one of my brother's baseball tournaments, and it was in another state, and it was more up north. And I walked into this like restaurant. I don't remember where it was, but I still remember it to this day happening. Me and my mom walked in this place, and we just like ordered our food, and they just said, "Are you from Kentucky?" So I just thought that was interesting, because I was like, how did you know that? Like, I didn't think my accent was that obvious. So yeah, that's really the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. So now I'll give some examples of code switching that I thought of. So definitely have talked differently, like informal and formally. So definitely like when I hang out, when I'm with my friends or like my boyfriend or even my parents, like I don't talk formally at all, like just because I'm comfortable around them and I don't really care what comes out of my mouth at that time. But then when I'm around like adults, I'm not saying my parents aren't adults, but whenever I hang around people that I'm not as comfortable with or don't really hang out with as much, I definitely am more formal when I talk, or I just don't talk at all to make sure nothing bad comes out of my mouth. But one example I thought of was, so my boyfriend's family, or his stepdad's family, is from England, and his stepdad is from England too. So I had definitely noticed a big difference when I'm around like his stepdad's parents compared to like my family, because you know my family is more country, and then they are definitely more formal when they talk, because it's British. Like, it just sounds so formal to me, at least. And so I definitely have never said y'all when I have been around them, and I've been around them a few times. Like, we even went on vacation together, and so I like made sure that I was talking more proper. So yeah, I believe that language is an essential tool because it allows us to communicate with others, and it represents our identity, our culture, our community. So language really shows who we are, and it represents that. It's important to teach language in school because it's literally the baseline for like how you learn, and like you talk with your peers, talk with your teachers, and that's just, they like ask you questions and you have to learn how to respond to those questions. And that's just really important to know, and it's just essential for everyday life. Thanks.